Good afternoon, good evening and good morning, depending on where you're joining me from. I'm Melanie from Love Light Truth, and this is Finding Happiness During Lockdown series. So these sessions are an opportunity for you to socialise, have a chat with like-minded people, with mums, dads, parents, especially if you're a single parent or if your partner's out at work all day and you don't have much adult company during the day at the moment because of lockdown, then this gives you an opportunity to interact and discuss topics that only us parents know about or would want to talk about, So thank you very much for joining me, either on the live or the replay. Do let me know that you've joined or that you're watching the replay. Comment and let me know where you're from. As always, I like to just start with some deep breathing. Take 5 deep breaths just to let go of any emotion, anxiety that's built up during the day so far. Let go of any negative energy. So if you would like to close your eyes and breathe deep, really deep into your belly, and really release all that negative energy as you exhale. And if you have time to do more, then feel free to do more during the day, but it just allows us to bring us back to ourselves, bring us back to our body, just bring us back to the moment, living in the here and now. And once we've done that, we like to just therefore be able to connect back to our body and think about our gratitude list for the day. So what's on your gratitude list today? 3 things that you're grateful for. They can be big or small. It really doesn't matter. It's just about taking that time out to acknowledge things that you appreciate in your life, rather than concentrating on the negative and the wants and the what ifs and I don't have and all the lack. Instead it's about remembering what we do have in our life and the abundance that we already have, and acknowledging that and being grateful for it. So today mine are, I was going to say very simple needs or simple things I'm grateful for, but actually they're really important and they are the most important things, but living in first world country, we forget these things, like for me, my 3 things I'm grateful for today are food, my house and warmth, and it's so easy just to forget how important they are and how some people in the world don't have them. Even some people in this country don't have those 3 items, and it's all too easy just to forget that and to not appreciate them. They're just a given to most of us. But actually, on a day like this where it's a bit windy, a bit rainy, a bit miserable, I'm really grateful for the fact that I have heating. I'm grateful I can turn on the switch and the house heats up. I'm really cold today, so I'm grateful for the warmth. I was really hungry this morning. Flint is still having his growth spurt, I think, and he's teething and he's just not himself, and I'm feeling that because I'm feeding him extra at the moment and I'm starving. And, you know, I'm grateful for food. I'm grateful for the nourishment and the energy it gives me. And as I say, with the wind and the horrible rain and the weather out there, you know, I'm really grateful that I actually have a place to call home and a roof over my head. I'm grateful that I'm not in a worse situation as other people are. And it's just really important to remember those things sometimes. You know, things that seem so small actually can be the most important things. So yeah, they're my 3 things that I'm grateful for today. Let me know yours. Always interesting to find out like why and how you've come to those things. Like I say, for me, the weather, you know, has had an impact, and so that's why my list has those items on it. So today I wanted to talk about mum guilt and the emotion that kids play on us. You know, they tug at our emotional strings, and it's hard. You know, it's hard. It's hard because you want to, I would say discipline, but I'm not at a disciplining stage yet, but you want to instill and teach our children certain things. And when they just you know, when they're just pulling at your heartstrings, it's really hard to do that. So for instance, you know, Flint is very good at going from absolutely fine to crying his eyes out because suddenly he's hungry. And, you know, all kids do it, don't they? It's not just Flint. But he used to be very good at giving me signs, giving me clues, and I could read them, and I knew when he was starting to get hungry. But like this morning, you know, I went for a walk in the woods, and there was no signs, there was no finger eating, you know, sort of that typical sign of I'm hungry mum. And all of a sudden he's crying, and the thing is, it's whinging, isn't it? They whinge. It's not a full out cry, it's just attention seeking at the end of the day. But it's really hard to ignore that, you know, because at the end of the day, that's your child, that's your son or daughter that is upset, and in a roundabout way, unintended, you know, you're causing that upset for them because they don't understand any different. They're just aware that all of a sudden they're hungry and mummy's not feeding me. So I was, you know, saying to him, oh, the next seat we come across, we'll sit down and have some food. But he doesn't understand that, and it really tugged at my heart, you know, him whinging and yeah, even tears, you know. It's on the one hand, you know that he's okay, he's just attention seeking, and I tried really hard to kind of ignore it to a degree so that he didn't learn attention seeking behaviour. But it doesn't hurt your heart, doesn't it? All you want to do is comfort your children, and sometimes that's not possible. You know, sometimes I knew that would have been the wrong thing to do in that situation. I could have easily picked him up out of his buggy, but then he would have got what he wanted. He would have had cuddles with mummy. He wouldn't have been in his buggy anymore. and I would have ended up with a bad back trying to carry him and push the buggy all through the woods, and then I'm no good to anyone if I'm in pain. So sometimes we have to just listen to the cries, and it's really, really hard, you know. It's all too easy just to say, oh, pick him up, or, you know, it's different when you don't have children. Like when you see a baby cry, it's, oh, isn't that cute? But actually, like when you are a parent, and even more so when you are the primary carer, you know, you hear that a lot. And as much as you love them and as much as you put up with it, when you hear it a lot, it does get to you and it breaks your heart. And you do feel like you're a bad mum or dad, you know, if you're the primary carer. And sometimes I don't think that the other parent understands truly what it's like to look after a child full time as you do. You know, if you're sharing the responsibility 50-50 and then they do, then that's wonderful, you know. But I think sometimes it's really difficult for both parents to understand each other's place in raising their child. You know, hearing him cry for a little bit is all very well, and they can go and comfort him, but when you're the one trying to who has to listen to it more often, it can be heart-wrenching. And you know you're not a bad mum or dad, but they didn't half make you feel like it. So I just wanted to get your opinions on that. You know, let me know. Does this resonate with you? Or maybe you've got the answer. Maybe, you know, is there a way to soothe Flint so he doesn't cry without giving in to his demands? or instilling that behaviour of attention seeking. And yeah, maybe you're the other parent, the parent who isn't with your child as much as the primary caregiver, you know, due to work or whatever. Maybe you're sort of listening to this thinking, you know, maybe it's put a new perspective around how much you would hear that, and how much work and time and effort goes into looking after your child when by the other parent, you know. So yeah, food for thought. Lots of things to think about there. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about it. It's something that doesn't get talked about much, you know. It's just nice to be honest and say, you know, it bloody well hurts, doesn't it? That it tugs at the heart when they're crying, and you're not alone, basically. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely afternoon. Know that you are a good mum, you are a good dad, you are good enough, you are amazing parents, and even when you feel like you aren't, remember that, you know, you're doing your best and things are okay, and your child's still alive, so it's all good. So yeah, don't put yourself down. You know, you're doing the best job you can do. So yeah, until next time, take care. Bye.